Hey everyone, this is Jack Bourne. I'm the founder of Deadline Funnel. I'm here with another fantastic client, Deadline Funnel client. I'm here with Amy Katz. Amy, great to have you here.
Great to be here.
So, why don't you tell us a little bit about your business and tell us who you serve and how you do that?
Sure. I'm a vegan food blogger at Veggies Save the Day, and I create easy vegan recipes that are based on a healthy Mediterranean diet. And the recipes are suitable for those who are just getting started on plant-based eating, or if they've been cooking for years, anyone can follow these recipes.
So tell me a little bit about your origin story. How did you get into this? Did this start with a major life change for yourself? And just tell me the story.
Yeah, I had always kind of leaned toward vegetarian even when I was a kid, but I wasn't, fully vegetarian or vegan until about almost 10 years ago. And I did it for a variety of reasons. I'd always been concerned with the environment and animal welfare. And then I also started learning about some of the health benefits of a plant-based diet. So I started experimenting, and as I did, I was posting photos on Instagram. And a lot of my friends who saw the photos, they encouraged me to start a blog so that I could share my recipes.
So you start the blog, and then were you initially selling anything, or was it just putting
No,
recipes out there?
yeah, it was just really for a hobby. But then I started seeing other food bloggers in particular, and I saw that they were actually able to make money. So I thought, well, if they can do it, why can't I? So initially, I started with trying to work with brands, doing sponsored posts, using their ingredients to create recipes. And I also then delved into having advertisements on my website. But then it really until a few years ago that I thought to myself, well, why don't I try selling some of my own products? And so that started initially with ebooks.
Okay. And so what was your first ebook on?
So my first ebook was it was on Thanksgiving recipes. And that one I actually just gave away for free because, I wasn't really confident about being able to sell anything. But then I decided that I would try to go ahead and create an ebook that people would actually buy. And so that one was called Vegan Mix and Match Salads. So I showed how to make different components so you could create like a salad bar in your refrigerator. So you could always, open
Hmm.
it up and put together all different combinations of salads.
Well, a vegan recipe book or cookbook for Thanksgiving is definitely a challenge because if there's one day of the year that I think is like dedicated for meat lovers, that and July 4th, those are probably the 2 days.
That's
Um,
true.
so how many years ago was that?
So that was about, let's see, about 2.5 years ago.
Okay. And so now I assume you've moved on. Well, okay, you certainly are charging for your ebooks. Are you still primarily selling ebooks or is it courses? Tell us a little bit about how you're engaging with clients now.
Yeah, so predominantly it's still ebooks. So I have a few that I kind of rotate in and out of my little store. But I'm actually now delving into classes. So they're on demand cooking classes so that someone can learn how to prepare in a complete meal with different courses. And then they can, sign up, get the class, watch it anytime they want, and also download a little mini ebook that has the recipes that go with it.
That's awesome. So how are you finding the experience so far of going from ebooks to on-demand classes?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think that It's different because, I try to have everything so that I don't want to be on camera for hours showing how to make something, because who wants to, have to spend that much time in their kitchen. So I try to make things that are as simple as possible and that anyone can, they'll watch it and then they can look at the recipes, download the shopping list, go get the ingredients and replicate it themselves.
This is like your own version of the cooking channel. That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
So tell me a little bit about how you became our client. What was going on in your business that brought you to think that you might need Deadline Funnel?
Well, it started with learning about what people call Tripwire sales, or sometimes they're called easy yes offers. So, someone would land on my website, either from like Google or maybe Pinterest or Facebook or something, and they would download something I have for free. And then what I want to do is offer them one of my paid products for a price that's just a no-brainer, because I'm offering them a huge discount. And I wanted to have it so that they only have like 15 minutes to make that decision. And if they don't decide during that time, that they won't be offered that special price anymore. They'll have to pay the regular price. And I looked around. I use WordPress for my website, and I did try out some different plugins that are available, but none of them really worked. Like, there was always a way to get around that timer, or the plugin would just break. And so then I'd go to the page and there'd actually be no timer on it anymore. So, I looked around and I talked to other online entrepreneurs, and unanimously they all said that Deadline Funnel is the only one that works. So I was convinced. I gave it a try, and sure enough, I mean, my sales, they really improved once I just had the Deadline Funnel on there.
That's awesome. That's a really cool story. So, have you started experimenting at all with paid traffic? Are you buying ads at all?
No, right now it's all organic.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fortunate that a large percentage of my traffic comes from Google.
That's
So,
awesome.
I focus on SEO a lot. So yeah, so far I haven't delved into the paid ads.
And it sounds like you're also getting some referral traffic from Pinterest.
Yeah, sometimes Pinterest is a little tricky these days, but I think, it's still a good way for people to discover your brand. Same way that Instagram is. Like, Instagram, I'm not necessarily getting a lot of direct clicks over to my website, but it makes people aware of who I am, what I do, and then they kind of put a face to the name and they'll remember it. So, indirectly I can get traffic that way.
So, what would you say, having traveled from having this idea, starting a blog, offering something for free, and now you're all the way to creating online course content? What would you tell someone who's just starting at that beginning of the journey? They're just starting to dip their toe into this idea of selling their own things online. What would you tell them based on your experience?
I would say the number one thing that has helped me is building my email list.
Hmm.
So I use ConvertKit, and it works really well with Deadline Funnel too. I can embed any of the timers into my emails. And I think that offering people something for free is just a way to gain their trust, because, if they see like, wow, she provides so much value for free, and, I really like what she's offering, I'll definitely trust her when she offers me a paid product. So I think that, building that email list of customers is, even before you sell them anything, is really key.
And going back to the Tripwire offer, if I could dive just a little bit deeper on that, have you learned anything in terms of what sort of principles you would look for in choosing a Tripwire offer?
Yeah, I think that the tripwire should be related to the freebie. So a lot of times I'll work backwards, and if I create an ebook and then I think, okay, I want to offer this as a tripwire, so I'm going to offer it, say 50% off. what is something that I can give my audience for free that directly relates to that Tripwire product? So for example, I created an ebook that's all sauce recipes. So it's called Vegan Mix and Match Sauces. I like that mix and match thing. So I thought to myself, well, what would make someone think like, oh, I do really need recipes for sauces. So I offer them a free guide that's called Instant Flavor. And I call it the 4-part formula for turning your vegan meals from dull into delicious. And so I start off with, okay, if you want to create a meal, here are the 4 steps. And the 4th step happens to be add a delicious sauce. So when I'm mentioning in that, I say, hey, by the way, when they sign up, check your email. Your inbox is going to be there in a few minutes. But while you're waiting, let me give you a hint. The most important step is number 4, and that's choose a delicious sauce. And by the way, I have this ebook that you can get for 50% off for the next 15 minutes. And that's going to give you all the recipes you need to make these sauces.
That is absolutely brilliant. So is this not that it really matters, but go ahead and tell me, is this a video where you're talking to them on the thank you page, or is this text? How
this
have you?
This is actually just a text. Yeah, I just do everything on my WordPress blog. So I just set up a page and then I put the timer on it. So after 15 minutes, it will automatically redirect to the regular sales page. But for the Tripwire page, I just keep it short so that they have time to read it quickly. And, before the timer runs out, they'll have time to either, put in their PayPal information or go grab their credit card and put the numbers in, and, they'll have plenty of time to do that.
Awesome. Yeah, that's another key thing, is that if you've got a 12-minute video, you want to make sure that there's at least 12 minutes and possibly a few extra minutes to be able to watch the video, make a decision, and then go purchase, but not so long that they procrastinate. So there's definitely that Goldilocks zone right there. Well, that's some great information, and I know that that's going to help a lot of people start to experiment with their Tripwire. We're actually putting together some training on that, so I'll make sure to include those ideas. So that was really great. So if someone is interested in checking out your stuff and they want to buy the ebooks that you have, or they just want to opt into your list to see how you nurture your audience and build trust, where can they go?
Yeah, so they can go to my website, which is www.veggiessavetheday.com. And I'm also on Instagram at Veggies Save the Day. And you can find me Facebook, Pinterest, all the usual places.
That's terrific. Awesome. And we'll make sure that the links to all of those are somewhere right near this video. So that's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jack. It's great talking to you.